Well, hello, welcome back again. This is Sacred Sagittarius, Angels Answers All. We're going to be tapping now into your general monthly reading as it pertains to love. Again, as it is general, it means it may pertain to some or all of my Sagittarius. If your story is different and it doesn't resonate with you at this time, so be it. Use your common sense as well as your own intuition to navigate through this reading. Cards are blessed and prayed and shuffled over to allot for time. My video is time stamped. If this is your first time, please don't let it be the last. Comment, share, and like below. It's going to be our birthday season. I'm definitely going to be giving out birthday shout outs. So if I don't already have your birthday on file, by all means, please be a subscriber if you're not already, and just give me the date. I don't need the year, I just need the date and what month, whether you're a November Sag or December Sag. Heavenly Father, thank you for continuing to give me the energy and the fortitude and the time, most importantly, to do these free general readings for Sagittarius. We're tapping now into the energies of what is to be shown or what might not be known to us for the month of November as it pertains to love. Continue to protect me, all the people that watch this channel, and the Sagittarius community in a whole. Okay, I'm going to first start out with the tarot. Okay, that came out in the reverse, but I had the cards upside down. So this is one of those instances where I will turn it around. It's not a true reversal. And let's see what the underlying energy judgment. So this might be some things coming to bear. Maybe something that you have done or experienced in your love life, or someone feeling the karmic energy, getting that karmic return, that justice that is due to you from what they might have put you through in the past. Again, it can be your energy or their energy or both. You both could be going through a karmic lesson from past relationship woes or in a current relationship. It's also a reminder for you not to pass judgment on others, because we're not perfect and we're not without fault as well. That combined with the sun, we also have the Seven of Wands here, as well as the High Priestess, the Strength card, and the Seven of Pentacles. What we're looking at right now when it comes to love, for most of you, after you get past this fork in the road or this hump, so to speak, maybe you finally have to put to bed the thought of you reconnecting with someone. Finally, you're seeing the situation for what it is and you're walking away. Whatever it is, you're gonna reap whatever comes from it and leave whatever doesn't at the side. You're ready to move forward. You're ready either to be forgiven or to forgive, or you're also witnessing directly or indirectly the energies of the repercussion from your actions in love, as well as the repercussion of the actions of others who engage with you romantically. After this little trial and this lesson, so to speak, and this karmic energy has passed, things will look bright again. You'll be feeling better. You'll get a burst of energy. If you took a break from love and you were working on self and healing, which is always a great thing to do, you'll be up again. You'll be wanting to talk or date and just socialize. Not to say that there won't be any stumbles along the way, or there won't be people who won't want you to be happy, especially if your ex or your current partner who you're talking to or you're living with is still holding some animosity against you, or there still is troubles. Maybe you got over one hump and now something else is occurring. But I'm really getting that this is more of an ex who might be still bitter, who might not have gone through their karmic lesson, or maybe they're just at the beginning of it and they don't know how to deal with it. Okay, so they could be throwing some pushback your way, especially if you're putting stuff on the internet or people are saying to them how happy you are, you finally moved on, you've ghosted them, or they just sense that they can no longer affect you, right? Once you release people energetically, they don't have a hold on you anymore. That's why it's so important to disconnect and cut those soul ties with people. Don't give people mixed messages by still being sexually active with them and engaging with them and flirting with them if you really have no intent of going fully in with the relationship or even going into the relationship at all, because some people give mixed messages. It can be on either side or both of you doing that, especially when we're talking about reconciliations, giving people or people giving you false hope. That can cause a lot of conflict as well. So if you're saying one thing, but they see on the internet or they see out in the streets or they just hear from common gossip or just talk in the town that you're about with other people, that you've moved on, that you're going in a different direction, and that you're not really with them romantically, that could cause havoc. Why? Well, you're in your high priestess mode. And when you're in your high priestess mode, this is my male or female Saggies. It's all about self-preservation. It's all about living in the pillars of dark and light, looking into your soul, your intuition, working on what works for you spiritually, cleansing, purging, growing, and maturing. And sometimes in doing that, you could throw a little shade on. I'm not saying, Saggies, that we don't throw shade, because we do, okay? And you're going to flex a little bit, and through that flexing, your strength is going to show. And you being strong, you getting back up on your high horse, so to speak, okay? Because sometimes, again, we let people steal our joy. We let people kind of direct us off course. But once we get back on course and we're aiming towards our goals again, and people see, oh wow, like he or she's really back to, like, they're back on their grind. Once we get back to the person, the strong, independent, loving person that we were before them, and we're back to that, it's a threat to them, because then they feel like, oh, they didn't do enough damage, or they didn't knock us off our horse long enough. You know what I mean? Especially if they're in a bad space. Anyone that loves you is always going to be happy for you, regardless whether they're with you or not. They'll probably love you even more that you're not together, because they want to see you happy and you're still friends. But when it's a nasty breakup and there's things to be divided, there's money to be owed or spent, and it's toxic, they're not going to want to see you rise up. They're not going to want to see you be who you were before them. They want you below them. They want you beneath them. They want you suffering just as they might be suffering. So you showing a sign of strength, you showing back your spiritual freedom and just your ability to arise above the nonsense that they put you through is really, really going to cause conflicts for them mentally, especially if they're going through a karmic lesson with someone else or getting the repercussion from what they did to you, either in this relationship or the relationship to come. It's not going to sit well with them. You, meanwhile, you're working. You are working hard on doing the things that make you whole. Like I said, a lot of healing. Some of you might be engaging or going out there and dating again, and others not so much. I just feel that a lot of you, you're just putting yourself into work. See this beautiful rainbow? You're working towards the things that make you happy, the plans, the dreams. You could be planning to make big ticket purchases, or you're planning for a vacation, a getaway, building your dream home, opening up your business. But whatever it is, you're not going to let the magnitude of the hurt and pain that that relationship has caused you to hold you down any further. That's in the past. Let's clarify this conflict here. You're going to work really hard against this person to not let them, again, get in your way or stop you from doing what you have to do. You're on the move. And for many of you, you will move yourself not only away from that relationship and that situation, you might physically move somewhere else further away. Clarifying the High Priestess. You could be partnering with people who are on the same playing field as you. Not to say that necessarily it's romantic, but the Lover's card is there. So some of you could be engaging and interacting with new potential partners. Clarifying the Sun, the Hierophant. A lot of you, the light and the energy that you feel and the healing that you have gotten, whether you've done it on your own or through your spiritual counselors or your advisors or the universe, is going to be a big help to you in moving forward. And let's just clarify the Strength card. Yes. You have enough strength to begin again. Maybe you stuck through this terrible relationship because you didn't have the strength. This person defeated you. They drained you of your energy. But somehow you found the strength to get out of it, and you've built yourself back up. You've gotten the spiritual healing that you need. You've moved out or away from the situation, and now you are built up. You're back on your grind, and you're moving away and creating a new beginning for you. And whatever karmic lesson this person is going through, that's their just dessert. You have nothing to do with that, Sagittarius. We end the tarot with the Seven of Swords. Like, you know, whatever they took from you, whatever damage they did to the relationship or they tried to do to you, you're tired of fighting with them. So if they still want to cause conflicts, as far as you're concerned, this is a battle already over. Okay, you're not going back to it. You're not entertaining it. You're guarding and protecting yourself. It's like, I don't even want to see, I don't hear what this person has to say. I don't want to know what they say. You got the moon behind you there. Yes, they could be doing things that, you know, or planning things against me I don't know about. And guess what? I don't want to know about it. Because you're going on with your life. There's a whole world out there that you want to seek, that wants you to be part of it, to enjoy, and you're going to go and follow your dreams. You get the message, I know you better than you know yourself. A lot of us, as we go through relationships, we're always going to have those partners that we really had good connections with, but for whatever reason, the relationship didn't work. Don't laugh if you find yourself confiding in some of them in the future, because they do know you better than you know yourself. I don't think I'll be needing you anymore. If you've been confiding in an ex through this particular situation, now that you've kind of gotten yourself back together, you're not going to rely on the strength from them or whatever they were giving you to get through this situation. You're going to be grateful for the help that they gave you, but you're not going to lean on them anymore or call them. You're going to slowly distance yourself. And the reason for that is because sometimes when you're really friendly with exes, you know, they could be married, they could have a new girlfriend or boyfriend, whatever the case may be. And, you know, when you're close like that and they help you get through another relationship, you know, that you've gone through and they've been there for you, sometimes there could be mixed signals. Or sometimes you get so close again, they get the wrong impression. Or it can bring back those feelings that you once had. And before you see that happen, or before you sense that happening, okay, you're going to be like, you know, I really appreciate that you were there for me. I'm so happy that we're in a great space, you know, but I'm good now. You know, let's stay in touch. Hey, let's, you know, get together for the holidays. But you're going to slowly distance yourself because, again, you don't want to give them that feeling that you might be romantically interested in them, especially if they have someone else, because you don't want to cause any problems between them and their partner. And for many of you, you don't really want this person romantically. You like where you are with this person now as being as friends. You just was leaning on them again because they were support. They do know you. They were someone who talked to you to help you get through this. They were a shoulder to lean on, you know, someone to cry upon. Together we'll learn right from wrong. This person might have gone through things too, this ex. And you could have been helping each other. But again, not wanting to get the signals crossed, you've got to pull back some now. Thank them and be gracious. And maybe together you did help each other through romantic crisis, financial crisis. You know, not all exes have to be bad, right? There are a lot of people who are best friends with their exes because that's the way how you initially started out. As long as you keep it that way, and unless you both want to cross that line and go back to possibly reconnecting romantically, that's one thing. But if one of you doesn't want to do it or senses the other person is not even feeling that type of vibe, don't entertain it. And especially if you don't want it, Sag, especially if you don't need it at this moment or you're not sure of it, just ease away. Don't ghost them because you were there for each other, but just cool off and stay away and just stay in touch. But don't give too much physical interaction, like be with them, going out and stuff like that, again, because you don't want to cross those lines. We get, I'd rather go at my own pace. For those of you, if a prior ex was helping you get through a current situation and you feel that through this, you've grown together, your friendship and the attraction that you've had with one another in the past now seems through this particular situation has brought you even closer, you're right to feel that you should go at your own pace, because you don't want to get confused and rush into something again with this person just because they were there for you when you were going through something with someone else, right? Again, it was an emotional support. It doesn't mean that you're in love with each other again. Sure, it could have roused up some feelings and some memories of what you had, but let's keep a spade and let's realize the situation for what it was and not for what, we want to perceive it to be. It is what it is. You're just friends and you were there for each other. If there is something there that you think you feel, Sagittarius, I wouldn't speak on it. Wait to see how they move. If they move that way, then you go at your pace. But don't rush into something and don't force a relationship with an ex just because they had your back in a current situation. We also get the message lies and partial truths. Some of you in relationships where you're doubting what your partner is saying to you, you feel like they're not telling you the full story on a particular situation that you've called them out on. So you're kind of like monitoring their social media. You might be checking their phones. Not to say that they're cheating, but they could be keeping pertinent information away from you, right? About their health, about their job, about their finances, okay? You moved on. Definitely a confirmation that for many of you, whatever relationship you were in, your current or most recent last relationship that you left from, you have moved on. There are other priorities. Since you've moved on from that relationship, you see the stack, the pile. There are so many things that you need to do, and that matches with the energy of you working. The pentacles, all these pentacles showing the earthly energy of you having a lot on your plate, a lot of things to do, working and prioritizing what's important to you right now is something that you're focusing on, because when Sagittarius falls in love, it's like the world stops, right? And when you fall out of love, you realize, hey, there's a world out there that I have to work and do things and be part of. Then you kind of get back and committed to that. So that's what's kind of going on right now with many of you, and you're prioritizing that. The bottom of the deck we get, I need to reach out. There's someone that you need to reach out to. This person might have come to you in a dream, or they might have left a message. Check your spam. Check your spam folder. Check your voicemails. Maybe you've been so busy throwing yourself back into work or traveling, especially if you've moved on and literally moved somewhere else, you're unpacking. Someone's trying to reach you, okay? So check that. Heartbreak, hope, new beginnings, vulnerable. And here's the Justice card again, justice and judgment. So there's going to be a lot of things coming to the forefront for many of you when it comes to your love life this month. Some of you could be going in front of a judge to settle a situation regarding your relationship, a divorce, or just making a settlement. You could be getting sued by your romantic partner, especially if you are business partners. This could be child hearing cases, if you co-parent, all that type of stuff. Last minute things that maybe were never settled between you two amicably, and now it's going in front of the judge. Or it could be just your final degree or your initial separation, agreement coming to forth. Heartbreak because it's the reality is setting in that this relationship is over. Because you know, once it gets in front of a judge, once you're filing papers or they're filing papers, you kind of know it's a point of no return. Yeah, there's those very few cases where some people kind of stop that action and get back together. But generally speaking, once both of you or either one of you have gone that far to take it legally, that's a pretty good sign that there's no turning back. You do have the Hope card here. And this Hope card, the two people that are looking out the window, I feel that your parents, family of yours, family of theirs, wanting to have hope that the situation, at least if you can't be together, that things will work out, because there's a lot invested in the relationship, or you've been together a long time, the families have gotten close, especially if there's children. You know, you build history with your in-laws, and not everyone has monster in-laws. A lot of people have beautiful in-laws, and they do care about you, even if, you know, you are breaking up with their son or daughter. So I do feel the sense of concern of the parents, if not on both sides, at least on one side, or how things turn out for both of you as you break up and go your separate ways. For many of you, it's a new beginning. And with this new beginning, some of you could be separating and breaking up after just having childbirth, okay? You could have just had a child, or if this is your grandchild, okay? For some of my Saggies, this might not be your child per se, but this could be your daughter or son that is splitting just after newly having a baby, okay? And you know, it happens unfortunately more often than not, okay? Years ago, people used to stay because of the kids, but not anymore. You know, the babies can't save the marriages anymore. They can't save the relationships. If it's over, it's over. If it's toxic, you know, it's toxic. Feeling vulnerable, baby carriage again. Both of you, or one of you, felt really a way about the breaking up or trying to hold the relationship together because there was children involved, or because literally you both just had a child together, okay? And this child is still an infant, a child in a carriage. There's a stranger that could be the person who broke this relationship up or was the cause of the relationship issues. They're claiming victory, like they didn't want to see you together, okay? He's a dark-haired man, and he wanted this relationship to end, and he's very happy that this relationship ended. Let's get one more card. It's like he wished and prayed for this relationship to end. Yeah, your relationship with your person gave this person frustration. I don't know what this person is to you. He was, I don't know, he was bad news. And he had a lot of power. So I don't know, was this person, and again, don't forget the energies can be male or female. Just because we're seeing a physical male here, it can also be a female. But this person was very strong and very powerful. Was this someone that wanted you or your partner? Was this someone that one of you might have had a one-night stand with? Or is this a very strong, powerful ex that wanted one of you back? With the lesson card, that person, that powerful person, there is some connection to you or your partner. Could be a past connection. And this could be his or her karmic lesson, that they learned a lesson by losing either you or your partner and now wanting to come back. This person's at peace now that you're broken up. It sucks, but this person's at peace. Very greedy. They want you or your partner for themselves. There could be a letter coming in. If this letter or text is underneath your door. Remember I said somebody was trying to reach out to you? Look for a text. Look for your spam. It could be this person. Just because you don't see people, just because you don't hear from people, you don't know what people are doing behind the scenes. You don't know what people are praying for, what they're petitioning for. You don't know if they're calling out your name, if they're constantly thinking about you, especially if you've been with this person romantically before, either of you, the soul ties that you connected. If they're constantly having you on their mind and wishing for your breakup, wishing for you to be free so that they can come back to you. You don't have to do anything. Just their thoughts alone can cause this havoc. Energy is very real, people. That's why you have to protect yourself from it, because there's so much of it out there that we don't even have a phantom of an idea of what is working towards us and what energy is working against us. That's very interesting, because this person, like I said, very guarded into your relationship. They were very much involved in wanting you to split. Someone that you're talking to is very condescending. They have a superiority complex. They like to be in control. They could be very narcissistic. They're very self-indulgent, so they could like to self-pleasure, or they always like for you to take care of them and cater to them. Very self-righteous. I could be describing this person. They get off on gossip. They sip the tea as long as it's not about them. They could have put information out there, misinformation, that you or your partner could have acted upon that could have brought problems into your relationship that then caused the separation. This person was on a mission to make sure, or to hope and pray, that you and your person broke up. Got dumped, brokenhearted, and rejected. If they were with you and your person in the past, which I really strongly believe that they were, this is something they've always wanted, but they never really put that much energy on it until they got dumped. See, it's when these karmic lessons come back to them. This is when they want to come back now and claim you or cause havoc in your new relationship. They know how independent you are. So they know that they were going to have to do something on a higher plane to cause the havoc in your relationship for you to be free slowly and solely by yourself. Because they know if they tried to reach out to you while you were with your person, you weren't going to do that. Because you're not the cheating type. Saggies aren't the cheating type. We're not going to cheat in our relationships. Even if someone is cheating on us, we're still going to be respectful. Yeah, this person is very powerful. Wherever he or she goes, they name drop. Like they wheel and deal with a lot of people. They live in high circles. He might have a penthouse, like a real flashy car, owns his own business. You know, he might know movie stars and musicians. He might even be in that field. But this person seems like they self-medicate, so they might have addictions, and that could be why you broke up with them in the first place. And they don't necessarily take the best of hygiene with all the money that they have. And even though they don't want to see you with anyone, they're not really ready to commit. So it's not like they want to necessarily become your partner again. They just don't want you to be with anyone else. And they just want you to be available so that when they do feel like committing, you are a definite option. That's a sick way to think, but what can I tell you? Yeah, they didn't want to see you happy. What else do we get? Haters again stalking you. This person could have put people up, like I said, to put a lot of junk about you on the internet, or give misinformation to your partner, saying things that you were part of, or people you were dealing with when you weren't. This person, like I said, they know how spiritual you are. Your God-given abilities irritate them. So they know, like, they can't deal with you directly one-on-one. Not when you're not speaking to them and you're not dealing with them. Even as powerful as they may be, they are afraid of your spiritual power. They can feel your come up. You might have been successful. The person that you moved on to could have also been successful. Even though this person was a powerful player, you still managed, even after you broke up with them, to live a lavish lifestyle, or independently or with your person. So they feel like, okay, even though, you know, we're not together, she still is living a good life. He's still living a good life. There's definitely somebody that they had around you and your partner that was a fake friend that was giving him or her information about the relationship. The reason why their own relationships don't work is because they're being punished for their wrongdoings, okay? And they're so busy wanting to see you unhappy that they're causing unhappiness in their own relationships. With the energy of insecurity, self-esteem, some of you are dealing and talking to people who have very low self-esteem, or they might feel like you have a low self-esteem. There is the opportunity for some of you, or there's someone out there thinking that you can reconcile and rebuild the relationship. Others of you, either you or your person needs time to heal before you can even consider talking about reconciliation. Others of you, it's a new time in your life. You're rising from these ashes. You're rising from the breakups. You're healing and you're moving forward. Like I said, you're finally in a happy stage of life. You're rejoining the world, so to speak, and becoming a vital part in the community and just working really hard to manifest the things that make you happy outside of love. With the card of engagement ring, some of you are thinking about putting the ring. Some of my male Saggies, or those of you who are in same-sex relationships, you're thinking about making a commitment with someone, buying an engagement ring, or this could be you, Saggy, possibly getting engaged, some of you, for the holiday season, maybe over Thanksgiving, your birthday, or Christmas. And then we also get the golden mirror. That narcissist does exist in some of your lives, okay? And they don't love you. They don't care for you. They're either using you or you're just there to satisfy them, okay? There are many others. Trust me, you're not the only one. And at the bottom of the deck, friends and influences. Be careful of your friends in your circle and those that you have around your partners. Like I said, people who are trying to hurt you, they will put false friends, or they will act as though they're your friend, but they really don't want the best for you. They want to see havoc in your relationship. As we come to a close, the Fool card, many of you might be ready to take a leap of faith because you felt, I've learned from my past lessons and ready to move on. Why not? When you have the Wheel of Fortune on your side, right? It's a new cycle, a new beginning. Changes are occurring. Many of you moving away, moving out of situations. Here's the Judgment card again. We started out with it and we're ending with it. Why? Because it's a time to reflect. It's a time to heal. It's a time to settle. It's a time to awaken to the truth and to take the necessary action and put to bed old relationships that don't work, toxic unions that you've been in, separation papers that maybe should have been filed as divorce papers. Okay, calling it quits instead of just hanging on, hoping things get better. Middle of the deck with the Devil. Some of you, you keep holding on. And what's keeping you holding on is the temptation. The codependency between you and this person, or the codependency that they have with you. As long as you hold on and you let that temptation and fear of wanting to be on your own again, or the fear of worrying about what's going to happen to them, you're always going to be stuck in the same toxic relationships that you've always experienced. You're always not going to come out winning. Don't stay in relationships just to stay in them for the kids, for this, for that. Stop making the excuses. If you're not happy, it's not working, you ultimately have to make the decision. But you can't fault the other person if you're not willing to see the relationship for what it is. If you're both not willing to do the work, then one of you need to make up your mind to take action. Either we're going to fix it, or it's going to stay broken and we're out. One or the other, okay? You can't play these mind games with each other. It's not fair to you. It's not fair to your families. It's not fair to the children. Here we have the Hierophant again. Higher learning and beliefs. Maybe some spiritual help, guidance from, your counselors, your ministers, the family coming together, trying to bring some healing and talking to you to see where the problems lie. If that's all done and you still can't find resolution, then you need to finally take the steps to release each other from the pain and the hurt that you're causing each other. Look at this, because the Four of Wands, isn't that what you started out with initially in your relationship? You wanted love, you wanted stability, you wanted celebrations, reunions, and just a happy home, the happy life, the happy wife. But when that's no longer the goal, when that's no longer obtainable, do you stay and suffer? Do you stay and suffer in silence? Do you both just, aggravate each other and bring each other down? Is that what love turns out? That's not what you signed up for. And that's not what they deserve either. In closing, we get spiritual strength. When you get the strength spiritually to either leave, to fix it, do whatever you need to do for your love life, for your particular love situation, that's when it's going to make the final change. There's the Temptation card again. So even as you're trying to make up your mind, or you've made your mind, the toxic energy is still going to be there trying to keep you in it. You got to fight against it. You got to be strong. And some of you are playing the waiting game. So as we close this energy for the month of November, just for this beginning half, some of you are really staying in relationships that maybe the love is gone, or you've tapped out, or they've tapped out, or you're both out of it really emotionally. But you're staying because of kids. You're staying because of family. You're staying because of your religious ties and what it means to marriage. You don't believe in divorce, those type of things, cultural things. The temptation to want to go out the relationship, or maybe have other partners while you're still in the relationship, is there. The temptation to stay and see maybe if things get better with the waiting game. So there's so many, it's like you're juggling all these balls in the air. But what's really working? What really makes sense? And for each of you, it's going to be a different answer. For some of you, it's going to make sense to stay and fix it. Others of you, it might make sense to maybe do that last attempt again in some counseling. Others of you, to get healings for addictions, or the self-work done for the both of you, maybe a separation. Spiritual counsel, talking to your family members, it takes a village, right? And then others of you just having that heart-to-heart conversation with each other that this relationship cannot go any further. It's gone as far as it's going to go. If we continue the path that we're in, we're just going to hurt each other and our families more and more. What are we waiting for? Time has run out for many of you. You should have been out, or you should have did something in this relationship to either make it better or to just, end it. It's a tough decision. Nobody gets married, or no one, hooks up with people romantically and make a commitment for it to end. That's not the end game. But if things don't work out, if things go left, you can't stay and suffer. And neither should your partner make you suffer. So let's take this time, before we get into our birthday season, to do what's right, to make us happy. Let's find that inner strength, even though it might hurt to let go and walk away from someone that you once loved. Or maybe you're tired of fighting and holding on. Or maybe you have enough strength and faith in this person to give it one more try. But you've got to be honest, because no matter what you do, you're going to have to live with that decision, Saggy. And all the exes in the world that are supporting you and helping you and being there to encourage you or be a shoulder to cry on is not going to solve the situation. So I hope someone somewhere that comes to this channel, even a portion of this makes sense to them. It gives them food for thought. It resonates. Or it could remind them of a time back when this situation did exist, so that they don't let this happen to them again in the future. Okay, this could be just a reading that, you know what, this hasn't been your life. This isn't your life. But if you fall into certain situations, this could be your life down the road. So, you know, the things that we do, the decisions we make, those choices we take in relationships, and the people that we select to be in relationships with, plays a strong role on how we love, if we're loved, when we love, and how long that love is going to last. Will it sustain us? Can we sustain each other? Or will you stay in it for the wrong reasons and just be cheating on each other? There's so many people that stay married. They're married only in the paper sense, but they both have open relationships. That's the way of the world, but is that the right way? So I'm going to leave that up to you, because as always, Sagittarius, ultimately it's your personal decision. I'm only just here conversing with you over cards that say certain things. You have to make that decision. I can't make it. Cards can't make it. The universe can govern you and try to protect you and guide you, but ultimately you need to make that decision within, because you're the one that's going to have to live with the outcome. Namaste.